I think they just need to make us think about it, make us figure it out on our own. Even sometimes when they pan the rooms, when you enter a new room, like by panning the room, they're showing you how to beat the room. Like, don't show me how to beat it. Let me figure it out. Like that, I think that's what they've done with Zelda and why it's becoming less appealing to us more veteran people.
In regards to linearity, I've never really had a problem with an order that you have to go in, just because it usually keeps a little bit more of a narrative. But the way I can see them pulling it off is there are certain times when you need to, like in Twilight Princess, you have to get the 4 different Twilight Mirror shards and collect them so you can get into the Twilight Realm. But like, I can see how, like at that point, like maybe giving you the option of going to any of the 4 temples necessary, not really a specific order, or like in Ocarina of Time, letting you pick which sage you want to save, and you can do that in any order. I can see how that could maybe work.
Yeah. One thing I would like to say, and I think I have said this in a previous podcast once or twice, I just never really applied it to the difficulty. I think one thing that the difficulty of the game could or should use is something completely unexpected, such as an open world boss that you just encounter and have no idea that it was about.
Exactly. So basically change. Different stuff. They need to...
Yeah, it's different. Like, I don't know. I mean, like when I mentioned earlier, Mike Diamini said that the Shadow of the Colossus bosses were great. That's what I want Zelda bosses to be. I think that's what a lot of people want Zelda bosses. I mean, it's an epic experience. It isn't like, I guess let me tie this more to a Monster Hunter, actually, because I just got the Monster Hunter demo 2 days ago, and first off, Monster Hunter demo, by the way, is phenomenal. If you guys haven't given it a try yet, this is one of the few non-Nintendo Wii games I'm looking forward to. But Nintendo Zelda team's been looking at that game for inspiration for different aspects, I guess, so EG has said. And their fights, like at least the 2 fights that I'm able to do, are extremely unique. I have so many different ways to kill the thing. Now, they're very difficult. It's definitely not the difficulty level is probably not the direction Nintendo wants to go, because you really need to master your class. It's definitely more of a core experience where you need to master all your tools available. And I think that's kind of like what you say, a boss that, makes you, like a final fight that makes you use all of your items to beat it. Nintendo would probably fire back at you if you mentioned that to them and say, well, we did that, look at Zant. And we'll just laugh at them. Because that's not what we mean, but to Nintendo, that's what they'll throw at you, because Nintendo is the master of saying, well, we did give you that. Well, that's not what we meant. You're interpreting what we're saying and not interpreting it correctly. Like when we said we wanted, everybody says Twilight Princess is the game all the fans wanted. We said, yeah, it was, but it wasn't.
They basically gave us all the old fights again.
Yeah.
And basically, just to round up my thoughts on this subject and to be done with it, the best thing that can happen to Zelda right now is that it gets an overhaul like Metroid Other M. Make a completely different genre game of it. Make it a side-scrolling action. Or at least give us those badass combo finishers. Something completely radical. Not Tingle's Rupee Land or whatever it was called. That's not what we mean.
Hey man, don't knock Tingle.
Well, I mean, if we're just going back to where the topic started of like what the next Zelda Wii difficulty is going to be like, I think it's going to be easier because of the new style that they're going to have. I don't exactly want that to happen, but if they change it up enough to where we're not familiar with it, then that'll probably create a certain level of difficulty for us. So hopefully that's something we can look forward to.
So you guys mentioned the style and stuff. I know if you guys remember back before Twilight Princess came out, Shigeru Miyamoto said that Twilight Princess would be the last Zelda of its type. and nobody knew what that meant. And I think that's what Zelda Wii is going to show us, that everything that we, like, not everything that we know and love, but everything we know about how to play Zelda is about to completely change. And I think that change is going to make the game seem fresh, and that freshness is going to add a layer of difficulty that we're not used to. Not like the stylus. Okay, the stylus was a gimmick, if you ask me. Just like the Wiimote controls for Twilight Princess. It's just a gimmick. It's replacing a button press. I think what they're going to do with the Wiimote and the controls is do stuff that you can't do with a button press, which is what's going to make it feel so new.
Yeah, I just hope it's not going to be a bigger gimmick and the rest of it will stay the same.
See, I don't think they can afford to make it a bigger gimmick. The game's been in development for at least 4 years. There's no real excuse.
I mean, some of you might remember the last time Nintendo tried to do a radical move. It's called Majora's Mask, and it's regarded as the best Zelda game next to Ocarina of Time. Some people regard it even higher.
See, they've always been afraid with Zelda to experiment. I don't necessarily blame them, but yeah, they've always been afraid to experiment. Anyways, I think this is going to wrap up the podcast. That topic ran a little bit long, but I think we had some good discussion. I'd like to thank Casey Hodges and Demir for their time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem.
Yup. All right, and we'll see you guys next month. Later.